However, it was written by a gentleman named Steve Goodman from Chicago who passed away at a very young age, but Arlo gets credit for doing this. Riding on the City of New Orleans. Fingerstyle guitar is using your fingernails as picks. I struggle with my nails all the time because they're really picks and they break and I smash them. But anyway, I took some classical guitar lessons to learn how to play with my fingernails. I also use a flat pick and some finger picks that I'll use with the banjo, but here's a little... Oh, he's got the ball. Well, what did you do with the arrows? That's finger picking. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You with me here, buddy? Here's C and D. Hey, riding on the City of New Orleans, Illinois Central Monday morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. All around the Southern Odyssey, trade bulls, Kankakee and Rose, all the farmer field. Boston town had no name, freight giants, old black men in the graveyards. Here's your part. Good morning, America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train all the City of New Orleans. 3,500 miles in from the gate. Card games with the old man in the club car. Hey, penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. Now feel the wheels rumble beneath the floor. With sons full of porters, sons of the engineers, ride the fathers marching carpet made of steel. Mothers with the babies asleep, rocking to the gentle beat. The rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, Palmyra, how are you? We're pretty good, don't you know? I'm your native son. I'm trained to call the City of New Orleans. Gone 500 miles from the day you start. Well, all the towns and the people seem to fade into bad dream, and the steel rails still ain't heard the news. Conductor song again, passengers, and the train's got to disappear in railroad blues. Hey, good morning, America. Don't cheat, that's a good sign.
Bravo!
Oh, wow. Let's slow it down a little and
It makes it hard to look. I wonder if I should lower that line
Send
there.
this one out to all the folks on the dance floor.
Oh, that's our call.
Okay. See, the reason you use this clamp, it allows you to use chords other than the key you're singing in. In this case, I'm playing chords that are in the key of C, but I'm singing in the key of D. And that's why we do this, and to play chords, open chords. Once there were green fields kissed by the sun. Once there were valleys where rivers used to run. Once there were blue skies with white clouds high above. Once they were part of everlasting love. We were the lovers that strove through green fields. Green fields are gone now, parched by the sun, gone from the valleys where rivers used to run, gone with the cold wind that swept into my heart, gone with the lovers let their dreams apart. Where are the green fields that we used to roam? I'll never know what made you run away. How can I keep searching when dark clouds hide the day? I only know there's nothing here for me, nothing in this wide world left for me to see. I'll keep on waiting till you return. Keep on waiting until the day you learn. You can't be happy while your heart's on the road. You can't be happy until you bring it home. Home to the green fields and me once again. Brothers Four. Isn't that nice? The bow work from Gary, the G-Man.
Got it quivered.
Yeah. Oh, that's not, that's
is a
not.
quiver.
No, he's not quiver.
Here's a tune I don't have to change the clamp.
Call you Larry
Clamping. My friend Ken Olson, a great musician, lives in Eagle. And for years he said, well, just use a capo. I said, I don't use a capo. Every time I clamp it on, he goes, see, I told you. Kingston Trio, great group of guys, and they changed personnel over the years, but they did some fabulous songs and they worked very hard at it. Here's one. 1, 2, and 3, jolly coachmen sat in an English tavern. 3 jolly coachmen sat in an English tavern, and they decided, have another flagon. What's a flagon? I think there's liquor in it, or beer. There's a landlord filled the flowing doth rendezvous. That Lord fit very low, till it doth run over. For tonight will marry me, for tonight will marry me, for tonight will marry me, tomorrow will be sober. What? Here's to the man drinks water pure and goes to bed quite sober. Here's to the man drinks water pure, goes to bed quite sober. Falls as the leaves do fall, falls as the leaves do fall, falls as the leaves do fall. He'll die before October. Oh, oh, oh. 1, 2, and 3 jolly coachmen sat in an English tavern. 3 jolly coachmen, they were jolly in an English tavern. And they decided, to have another flagon. Here's to the maid who steals a kiss, stays to steal another. Here's to the maid who steals a kiss, stays to steal another. She's a boon to all mankind, she's a boon to all mankind, she's a boon to all mankind, for soon she'll be a mother. Yeah, we've rehearsed this for years now. Oh.
There's only 2 chords. There's only 2 chords you can play, 4 strings on the bass. That's one of them. Here's the other one.
There you go.
So any chance I get to sneak them in?
Did you want to do like something classical all by yourself?
I don't. You mean I can make up one. This is my 5th symphony. And then here's another one I was dreaming about last night. I don't know. I haven't named it yet.
Very good.
Are those good songs?
Very good. Oh, here comes Kathy with the homemade cupcakes.
Your other one just
Donna, I think, brought some cookies. We got some coffee back there. Oh, we'd like to thank Jim Rowland for bringing the camera, and it's rolling. Roland is rolling. Do you remember sweet Betsy from Pike, who crossed the big mountains where the her lover Ike, with 2 yoke of oxen and a big yeller dog, a tall Shanghai rooster and 1 spotted hawk? Oodly dang, oodly dang, oodly dang, oodly dang. One evening quite early they camped on the Platte, just nearby the road on a green shady flat. For Betsy, quite tired, lay down to repose. With wonder I gazed on his Pike County road. Oodly dang, oodly dido, oodly dang, oodly day. How do you like those chords here? Soon reached the desert where Betsy give out. Down on the sand she lay rolling about. Ike in great wonder looked on in surprise. Say, Betsy, get up, you'll get sand in your eyes. Oodly dang, folly died, oodly dang, folly day. They swam the wide rivers, crossed the tall peaks, camped on the prairie for weeks and weeks. Starvation and cholera, hard work and the slaughter, they reached California, spite hell and high water. Oodly dang, foldy rado, oodly dang, foldy day. Oodly dang, foldy dido, oodly dang, foldy. Sweet Betsy from Pike.
Was that folk scatting?
Folk scatting, yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yes.
Scotch soda, but in your eye, baby, do I feel high? Oh me, oh my, do I feel high? Another big Kingston Trio hit. Dry martini, Jagger and gin. Oh, what a spell you got me in. Oh my, do I feel high? People don't believe me. They think that I'm just bragging, but I could feel the way I do and still be on the wagon. All I need is one of your smiles, sunshine of your eyes. Oh me, oh my, do I feel higher than the kite can fly? Give me lovin', oh baby, I feel high. Thank you, thank you. You want to give this a try? This is a good, great tune.
Sure.
Joni Mitchell wrote this tune. My fingers work, I'll be in good shape. It goes from da 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 da.
Okay.
I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road. I asked him, where are you going? This he told me, I'm going down to Yasgur's farm. Gonna join in a rock and roll band. I'm gonna give out on the land and try to get my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we got to get ourselves back to the garden. Going up a half here. Can I walk beside you? I've come here to lose the small. I feel to be a cog in something turning. Maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. Don't know who I am, but life's for you now. We are stardust, we are golden, We are stardust, we are golden, ooh, we got to get ourselves to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we're 500,000 strong. Everywhere was song and celebration. I dreamed I saw bombers riding shotguns in the sky, into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, we are golden. We are stardust, we are golden, and we got to get ourselves to the garden. How many were at Woodstock?
Spirit.
Oh. Okay, how are we doing on time? We got a little ways to go yet. I'm going to do a couple more with the guitar, and then here's the Chad Mitchell Trio. Anybody remember that name?
Oh, yeah.
I have a story. In the early 60s, some friends of mine and I were going to make our own trio, folk trio. And Chad Mitchell Trio was playing in Milwaukee at the Oriental Theater. So we decided we'd go and hear these guys and hopefully meet them and get some tips on what to do. I was going to be the bass player, like Gary. So we went and heard the concert, and the opening act was Bob Newhart. Now this is the early 60s. And we're in the audience, and we saw one guy walk out on stage with a little table, a phony telephone, and a chair. I said, this guy's got to be crazy. What kind of act could this be? Well, he tore the place down, obviously. He's so clever, and then the Chad Mitchell Trio came on, and they were great. And they had one guy with a butch haircut playing either 5-string banjo or guitar to back them up, and he was terrific. Well, his name was Jim McGuinn. Now, Jim McGuinn changed his name to Roger McGuinn and founded the Byrds. But when we saw him, he was a kid from Chicago that had come out of the Chicago Folk School and played the banjo and the guitar with the Chad Mitchell Trio. But he changed his whole image and formed the Byrds, which was kind of a folk rock group. And we're going to do some of that music a little bit later. But here's a tune. We're coming, our brave little band. On the right side of temperance, we do take our stand. We don't use tobacco because we do think that the people who use it are likely to drink. Away, away with rum by gum, rum by gum, rum by gum. Away, away with rum by gum. The song of the temperance youth. We never eat fruitcake because it has rum. One little taste turns a man to a bum. Can you imagine a sorrier sight than a man eating fruitcake until he gets tight. Away, away with rum, by gum, rum, by gum, oh, with rum, by gum. Away, away with rum, by gum, song of the temperance youth. Well, we never eat cookies because they have yeast. One little bite turns a man to a beast. Can you imagine a sadder disgrace than a man in the gutter with crumbs on his face? Away, away with rum, by gum, rum, by gum, oh, with rum, by gum. Away, away with rum, by gum, the song of the temperance. There's another thing we don't do, Gary. We never drink water. We put it in gin. One little sip, man starts to grin. Can you imagine the horrible sight of a man drinking water and singing all night? Away, away with rum, by gum, rum, by gum, with rum, by gum. Away, away with rum, by gum, the song of the temperance youth. They did that when we went to see them. And after the show, we went backstage and met Bob Newhart. And nobody knew who he was. And I said to Bob Newhart, I said, you know, we're going to help you with your bags, and we're going to get famous for carrying your bags. He says, so am I. Very quick. Okay. There were a lot of songs written during and about the Civil War, and they had to do something to try to keep going. Here's one called The Battle Cry of Freedom. Rally around the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We will rally from the hillside, gather and play, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah. Down with the traitors and up with the stars. We'll rally round the flag, boys, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We are springing to the call of brothers gone before, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We'll fill the vacant ranks, million freemen more, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah. Down with the traitors and up with the stars. We'll rally round the flag, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Oh, the Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah. Down with the traitors and up with the stars. We'll rally round the flag, rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom, of freedom, freedom. That was our freedom. Thank you. Okay. Clamping on 3 right now, Garrett. See? God,
What an ear.
That's also
you know,
written there.
we'll take luck anytime. This was written by Stephen Foster. Oh, the Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah. The Camptown racetrack 2 miles long, oh, doo-dah day. Grind around all night, oh, grind around all bobtail nag, somebody bet on the bay. And Lone Team Philly and the big black horse, doo-dah, doo-dah. Welcome to the butthole, won't cut across, oh doo-dah. Gonna run all night, gonna run all day. I bet my money on the bobtail nag, somebody bet on the bay. I go down there with my hat caved in, doo-dah. Come back home with a pocket full of tin, oh doo-dah dare. Why to run all night, try to run all day. I bet my money on a bobtail nag, somebody bet on the bay. Blind horse stuck in a big butthole, doo-dah, doo-dah. Can't touch bottom with a 10-foot pole, doo-dah day. Try to run all night, try to run all day. Bet my money on the bobtail nag, somebody bet on the bay. Why not bet on the bay, huh? Woo! Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, you're gonna I have to do this. One of the reasons I do songs like this is
one of my favorite songs.
because Kathy says you can't do that in public, and you talk about a motivation.
Can you feel the love?
Are we in A flat here?
Sure.
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Alright, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. All right, thank you. I'm going to switch to the banjo.
I'm gonna get my earplugs.
Yeah.
You go out.
Okay.
Good. Excellent.
One thing about the banjo, it's the sweetest sound you ever heard.
Oh my goodness. You have to cut your nails.
Chuck a banjo into a dumpster and it lands on an accordion.
Well, I promised to reveal the banjo secret here tonight.
He's trying to save up enough money to buy the second half of the banjo. Show him the backside.
Oh yeah, it's all.
There's a hole in it.
Save up some more money, buy the second half.
Yeah.
But then it won't sound as nice.
You have to put banjo claws on. One is a plastic thumb pick, and the other are metal finger picks.
And why plastic versus metal?
I don't know. Well, I think it's the sound they get, and the banjos you see in here all have 5 strings, but this has 4. That's the banjo secret. This is a plectrum banjo, which is a long neck 4-string, and the reason I can play it because it's tuned like a guitar, the first 4 strings. It's called guitar tuning or Chicago tuning. And so it's... So I can use the finger picks on this, or I can just strum it. And I have to turn now to the banjo section, Gary.
Okay.
And then, oh, there's another clamp. Again, the clamp allows me to play a certain kind of chords and sing in the correct key.
Now with a 5-string banjo, you wouldn't be able to use the clamp
Well,
as easily.
well,
Am I right?
well, they use clamps, but a 5-string banjo is tuned to a G chord, an open G, and it's very limited on, unless you're a virtuoso, and there are some out there, but it's hard to change keys with a 5-string banjo, but they do have capos. But this, here's another Kingston Trio tune called A Worried Man. And this is where the bass really comes in big time, because a banjo is kind of a thin. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now. Oh, that's the other version. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried on. Got myself a Cadillac, $30 down. Got myself a brand new house, $5,000. Got myself a gal named Sue Tree, it's really fine. She's my baby and I love her all the time. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried now. Banjo. Thank you. Here's one. Well, I have two little things I'm doing here. Have to move the clamp again, Gary. There we are.
We have to take a minute here. Because somebody took my strings. I don't know where the strings are. You see the strings?
Do they make bass clamps?
Well,
That sounds great.
Very clampy.
you may recognize this.
From Deliverance.
Where's that from?
Deliverance.
Deliverance. Thank you. They call it dueling banjos. It was really a guitar and a banjo. And the kid on the porch, who looked like he had lots of problems, is actually a professional actor.
Oh.
I saw him in another movie doing another banjo thing, and he doesn't play a note on the banjo. But he's an actor. He played that part beautifully. And it was a great sequence, but I'm combining a little intro, Deliverance intro, with a tune called MTA, Massachusetts Transit Authority. Get Charlie off the MTA. Exchanged for Jamaica Plain. When he got there, the conductor said, "One more nickel, Charlie couldn't get off of that train." Oh, did he ever return? Oh, he never returned. His fate is still on. Poor old Charlie, he may ride forever. The streets of Boston, he's a man who never take one here. And through the open window she has Charlie a sandwich as the train goes from the leather. Did he ever return? No, he never returned. His fate is still on. Poor old Charlie may ride forever in the streets of Boston. The story goes on. All night long Charlie rides to the station. What will become of me? How can I afford to see my sister in Chelsea, my cousin in Roxbury? Did he ever return? They ride forever beneath the streets of Boston, the man who never returned. Now you citizens of Boston, don't you think it's a scandal how the people pay and pay? Like the fair in Greece, vote for Donna Trumka and get Charlie off the empties. She'd do it too, and did he ever return? No, he never returned. Fate is still on. Yeah, he's a man who never fun music, isn't it?
Yes. Happy. Poor Charlie.
Oh.
Why didn't they just throw him a nickel? He
Oh.
could have gotten off.
You're gonna know this one. You don't want to take a. Let's take a short break. The coffee and goodies are back there, and you know my fingers are kind of smoking from the heat and friction. But thank you for coming, and thank Gary for playing tonight. Thank the library for having this available. They're usually closing right now, but they're going to keep open for us. So have some coffee, some snackies, and we'll be right back.
Would you like me to bring you some coffee? Goodbye. And you can use